Shan.
I knew it. They were going to look to me to introduce it. They were going to look
Varsity
to me.
Talks.
Welcome back to Varsity Talks. I'm your boy Tam. Should be here with Sammy and Shannon and Nathaniel on the cam. What are we talking about today, guys?
Foundation Talks. This is essentially what the first time we're actually doing this, right?
Yeah, with camera.
Yeah, with the camera.
We've got a few topics.
Yeah, but let's go weekly, like weekly update.
All right,
what have you been saying? What's been going on? Let's start with Tash since it's Varsity, fam. Varsity, fam.
Tash is just, you're an idiot. Just been doing varsity stuff. It's funny, I was saying to Nathaniel about finding the balance between feeling like you're doing too much and then also feeling like you're not doing enough. And I feel like this week's been one of them where shit's getting done, but in the in-between time, because obviously everything's locked down, like, man ain't really doing nothing, and because you're not doing nothing, it feels like you're being unproductive, but then it also feels like you forgot, like, it's almost, you also feel like you've overlooked the fact that you've actually done something productive, so the whole day just feels like, oh, I ain't done shit. But
you're a funny animal like that, bro, because you like we've talked about this many times, you got that natural pragmatism to you, so you will keep yourself busy.
Exactly.
And you thrive in that. But for you, like, I always take what you say, like, in this regard with a grain of salt, because what might seem like you're not much to you, as far as, bro, I know you will go down and do your dishes, you will cook food, and that you will clean up, and so to me that is in fact something. So fam, I mean, a lot of people struggling right now. I mean, I can imagine they're not doing nothing, bro. I mean, on some, I don't want to say bummy life, but you know, like, from the spiral downward into that realm.
Bro,
fam,
I've been
and
spiraling down into that bummy
fam.
life. Like,
we wear the same tracksuit every day.
I'm in my yard, like,
man,
like listen, I'm only doing uni, innit? So it's like, I wake up sometimes 10 minutes before my lesson, maybe get a little breakfast bar, go back in front of my computer screen and start my lesson. Don't even brush my teeth, you know? Like, it's cool. Like,
that.
you know, you don't even have to turn your camera on for online lessons. You don't like, maybe audio. Really, you know, they do like breakout groups where, like, you do an activity with the class where it's like split into 5 people each. But the thing is that even that's bad, because, like, no one really interacts, and it's quite hard to socially, you know, be in control of a group when you can't see anyone. Like, you know, so most of the time people are just really awkward and they don't even turn on their mic and they're just typing, oh, my mic's messed up or something, you know, like, just those excuses. I can't talk right now.
Still though, it's I mean, this whole realm of new, like, learning it's kind of exciting for me. Don't know, it makes, I mean, if people can get past that kind of awkwardness, you know, we're talking about mass education on a very accessible level.
Do you reckon it will lose quality as a result of it? Because I genuinely
I do. I feel like when it comes to information and the internet, you know, there's always going to be that element of dilution. But yeah, man, if you like, we're talking about educational, like, institutions. We're talking about universities. So there's obviously that standard that varies, of course. But we're talking about curriculums, and, you know, you see it as well with these online course companies like Skillshare and Udemy, or I mean, they're super valuable resources for anyone that, you know, has access to the internet and, you know, a small amount of money that they're willing to invest. But, like, we're talking about uni, bro. Like, we're talking about an accredited degree and shit. And so I think that's it's an extremely I don't know, man. I suppose I'm hopeful for
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's unfortunate for the people who are at uni now, because we're the testers really for this. So we're paying, like, I believe, like, what you're saying will happen. And just like for, you know, like, for companies who are realizing that, why the hell am I paying for office floors when, you know, 50%, 70% of the workload can be done at home, where I save on cost, and then you just come in for, like, the important things, you know? I think uni will go that way as well, but you will pay a lot less for it. Because there's a whole section that you're missing, because, like, like, I'm lucky in a sense, because, well, lucky in terms of this conversation, because I had a year where I got to actually test uni properly, you know, go into uni, go into my classes, meet my lecturers and things like that. And now I'm doing a year where it's fully online, so I can see that difference. And like I said before, like, logically, you know, it seems like it's the best thing for students because you're at home. You don't have to.
I don't know if it's the best thing.
Well, it seems logically in terms of doing your work that there's nothing really stopping you because you're just at home. You got your computer right there. It's like you're literally one step away from your computer. So truly,
if this whole lockdown has taught us anything, it's that being in your home is actually, I suppose, detrimental as well. Or it easily can be detrimental.
And that's the thing is that so many people having problems.
Sometimes when something's so easy, it just becomes the hardest thing.
Trust.
I mean, that's like the encapsulation of fucking the Western world, man. When shit just gets so easy, bro, like
just pains you.
Yo, man, yeah,
pains you. Bro. That's what it was like, hustle, man. I'm just grateful that I happened to be like obviously leaving uni as COVID hit. So I kind of saw I saw the transition, the beginning of the transition, like doing online classes and stuff. But
why don't we talk about just quickly tell the people then what it is you guys studied and what is your study?
I hear that.
I studied music business at BIM London. It was good. I learned a lot about the music industry, how it works, how that machine, because it is a machine, how that machine works. And now I'm kind of like just applying it to my own music that I make and other people's now, apparently. Getting me Vaarcity Records.
I hear that.
You're cutting out a little bit, Tash.
Just
as you rotate off the mic.
Yeah. Vaarcity Records.
Vaarcity Records. So that's essentially
Vaarcity Talks, Vaarcity Records. Vaarcity does everything, guys. You see the golden V, you know what it is.
And I'm studying business management and marketing at London Met. I mean, to be honest with you, I think everyone should go to uni. I think if you're from the UK, I think at some point you should go. And that doesn't mean that straight out of school, 17, 18, you should go straight to uni. I'm just saying, if you're from the UK or you're able to go to uni somewhere in the UK, you should probably take it at some point in your life before the age of maybe 26, 27.
I would say 30.
I think 30, yeah. But I know the rules of financing and things change once you become a mature student a little bit. So I'm not too sure when that is. But, to be honest, Sam is, how old? Sam is like...
But Sam's 20. Finished, no?
Sam's on his last year.
Yeah.
I thought he was in the same year as me.
He finishes at 30, right?
He finishes... Am I mistaken? He finishes this year.
Okay.
And him and Seb will turn 30 this year, I believe. So, and, so you're right. So 30... before 30, if you can, and I think you should, in today's day and age, you can take your time with it as well in terms of actually working out what it is you want to do.
Yeah.
Personally, I question whether or not you should,
Take your time.
No, whether you should even attend uni. That's not to say that I don't. Oh, excuse me.
Excuse me. How's your phone ringing?
No, I think. Well, yeah, I want to hear his point in it. But I also agree with what you're saying, Shannon, in the sense that it's a free resource, isn't it? Quote unquote free. Right?
Yeah,
it's a free resource, and I think more importantly, aside from what you learn there, it's more a matter of putting yourself as close to, at least in my head, as close to the position you want to be in a concentrated environment for a concentrated period of time.
But that's
that's why it's also dangerous. Why, if you don't know what you're doing and you throw yourself in there, it will fuck you up.
Yeah,
it will fuck you up.
And
do not go to uni if you don't know.
A lot of people make that mistake.
So many people, the majority make that mistake.
But that's only because of the way
majority.
Society has had this thing where once you're 18, you have to go to uni.
Yeah,
you're meant to go straight to uni. But then a majority, what do you know about what you want to do at 18, really?
But you know shit, fam.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I do believe that it's important for you to find a vocation, or not at least really, or for you to experiment with various vocations. And, to put a time limit on that seems to me, I feel like it can constrict, your potential. So, I don't know, even nowadays I ponder on different fields that I feel like I could excel at. One of the ones that I've been thinking about recently was architecture. I just feel like, what with this new the advent of the regeneration in London, and this kind of I suppose the sustainable energy and sustainable materials being in I don't want to say full swing, but we're getting into the swing of adopting this, because of course you would want to. I don't know. I think about the the unification of those two things, you know, the regeneration and sustainability, and how we can bring that in with, you know, artistic elements, you know, making buildings cool and functional and you know, a place to live. Like,
I hear you.
But I suppose, yeah, I was just saying that I feel like if you can find a vocation and actually gain experience in that field, then I question whether or not that you actually do need to go to university. You know, maybe your life experiences could be your curriculum. For the lucky few, I think. That's not to say that I'm devaluing the university. I think it's important.
It really depends, obviously, what field you want to go into. But even for architecture, that is something that you normally would need to study for.
Yeah, like, no doubt. No, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, if there were a few, that. Sorry, what else? Yeah, no, you know what? You're absolutely right, man. Yeah.
Like, it depends. Like, because like the thing is that like the reason why I would put a time limit on it is because of the fact, like I said, like as a mature student, the rules for uni start to change, and I don't know the rules, but I know they do change at a certain point.
It's employability as well, right?
In terms of getting finance and whatnot, but also for like you want to be a professional as soon as possible. Really and truly, you know, you want to be a professional as soon as possible. So, you know,
sometimes it's not, you know, in the cards. Sometimes you have like certain responsibilities. You might have a kid, you know, or an illness, like, and that just kind of, you know, could detract you from actually. Yeah, well, I mean, participating in those things.
Yeah, no, I hear you. At that point, though, your responsibilities change. But I mean, I still feel that if like everyone should try to at least find out what it is they want to do and what they would like to do, like in the back of their minds for uni. And then the goal should be, okay, now I figured out what I want to do. Let me try go to uni for it. Obviously, assuming that the industry needs you to go to uni for it. If your industry doesn't need it, then, you know, and you can do it off experience and, you know, work your way up, then do it that way. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, Ryan was talking about just that yesterday, how he used to work. So Ryan works at Sky as well, you know, or he used to work at Sky, and he was, apparently his boss never hired, I don't know, maybe I'm leaking company secrets here, but apparently the boss never hired university graduates. Ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
But yeah, well, so his reasoning, and though of course, you know, the guy, sorry to cut you, Tash, man. Apparently they come in thinking they know it all. They're a bit too big-headed, was the quote. Now, of course, no doubt it's deeper than that. No doubt. Maybe he has his own personal insecurities. Maybe he made it without having to do it. Who knows? You know, but. You know, he always, Ryan was going on about this, actually. He was talking about how, you know, and it's quite rightly so, like, if you have someone with experience in the field and someone who just graduated from university, who, of course, has the intellectual capacity to learn these things, like, you're going to hire the person that knows how to do the job, right? I mean, just as from a business standpoint, you want people that just to get cracking, like, yo, you're hired.
What was Ryan again? Ryan was a cameraman, right?
Well, he was a sound assistant.
Sound assistant.
On various projects, man. Bro, he was telling me all these stories about all these places he was going to, these gigs, and whoa, like, man,
Sky, innit? It's media, fam. Like,
man showed me the card. He said, like, it was getting me into clubs and that. I was like, yo, man,
of course, corporate money, fam. It's corporate money.
I work for Sky Sports.
He would get to go to matches, and whatnot. Like, go to like the Liverpool game. He would Instagram it. He's at the Instagram.
Dude, sick.
Like, living the good life, man. I was living the good life. No, but what I was gonna say was that I find that it's quite common, in fact, in most businesses that they don't hire university grads for whatever reasons. I guess a multitude of reasons, but I get it though. I get it. Like, and this is the thing. Another reason why uni is a setup, if you don't know what you're going in for, is that not only is it hard for you to actually know what you do, know what you're looking for, know what you're trying to do beforehand, but then also when you actually get there, when you actually graduate, bro, how many people are actually going to hire grad students? Like, when you come out of uni, you're fighting against not only every grad in your uni, but every other grad that graduated at the same, every other, like, you're competing against everyone, fam. And I think there's this idea that's kind of like implanted in throughout uni, at least, that I wouldn't even call this an idea that's planted. I would say that it's this misconception that I'm going to go to uni and then I'm going to get a job. You know that lineage that you're talking about, like, oh, you go to primary school, then secondary school, then you get me A-levels, then uni, get a job, done. Bro, the amount of people that don't actually get jobs outside of uni vastly outweighs the amount of people that do. So you gotta know what you're going in for. You have to. You have to know what you're going in for.
It's a bit off topic as well, but you know,
you have to.
I think about, like, oh man, this is completely off topic, isn't it? But
well, okay, so before we go to that, I have one last thing to say.
Yeah, please.
I would just like people to hear is that I would really like I know I'm saying everyone should go to uni, but at the same time, and I like one thing I said that was important was that you need to know what you're going in for.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it goes hand in hand, but you need to know what you're going in for and be ready to focus.
Absolutely. I wasn't clear on that, but like I do feel like, you know, if you are experimenting with vocations, which I believe you absolutely should do,
100%.
Like, you know, and we'll go into this later, but you know, I feel like parents should encourage, actually they should take notice in your kids' passions, put aside their you know however good they may be, but their wishes for you to go into a certain field, and encourage you in different aspects. And once you find that vocation, if you feel that university will provide you with the best framework to get you to where you want to be, then yes, absolutely, university should definitely be a choice, because it will help, right? It will help. It will educate you.
It's not just education though, networking as well. Like you meet so many people, and
Absolutely, man.
you meet so many people that are going to finish uni at the same time as you, and maybe going into the same field. So really, it's a networking
they want
thing.
the same things.
Exactly.
And it's so important
You know?
to be in a group of, like, surrounded by a community of people that share same interests as you.
100%.
That motivates you. It helps you learn. And again, man, networking, bro. Yeah, like absolutely, 100%.
But you need to be ready to focus. Yeah, like, once you know what you want to do, like when I decided to go to uni, I came there with the mindset that this is what I want to do. So I'm gonna go do it, and I'm gonna sit and like when I do 3-hour lectures, I'm there, I'm focused for the 3 hours, like, you know, like taking notes, fully focused. Like I am like maybe I wouldn't say I'm a teacher's pet because I'm still funny in the class and I'm still chill and I'm still cool.
You're the guy in it.
But I'm at the front still. I'm vibing still, but I'm always
course.
focused and making sure I'm getting the most out of it. You need to be ready to focus. Like there's no point, even if you know what you're doing, if you're not ready to focus mentally, I would say don't go. Yeah. Wait.
And you know what? That's also another blessing. Another blessing is when you're a bit older. When you're a bit older, like you just become that guy in the class. And yeah, sometimes you come across like you're the older guy in the class or like the teacher's pet or whatever. Like, but more time they're not even looking at you like that because they actually respect you because they see that you're you're actually here focusing when the majority are kind of taking it like it's some kind of you get me some anything like. And that's the exact same experience I had when I was at BIM. It was like bro, there was two brothers in it. Two brothers. I was one of 3 black people in the class. Yeah, one of 3 black boys in the class.
Okay,
this is at Erding, right?
No, this is at BIM. Well, no, one of 3 black.
That's the thing, though. Sorry to interrupt, though. You've done a lot, though.
Because I started early.
You went, you went straight from 18 to Erding
16
Dance Academy, if you know what that is. Or musical theatre.
Yeah, musical theatre school. So literally straight out of the secondary school.
Finished there.
Straight into like 3 years of intense training in musical theatre. And then I was kind of like, it took me about 3-4 years. Remember, I was working Tesco, innit? And so I was kind of like just floating about. I was like almost like still auditioning for stuff, but then low key transitioning into like music and stuff.
Mate, you transitioned in your last year of Erding though, man.
Like, yeah, there was a switch.
You started doubting this.
Yeah.
Was around you.
I agree, bro. It was
doing.
The final year of Erding. I was like, something don't feel right about this.
Mate.
And so by the time I'd left Erding, like I wasn't really invested in auditioning. I wasn't invested in presenting myself in this way that these people wanted to present me in it. And so I started focusing on my music. And started that journey. That took me about 3-4 years, and then it was exactly what you're saying. You have to go to uni with a reason. The only reason why I went to uni and why I went to BIM London in particular was because I wanted to set up a record label. I wanted to set up a machine that would do the things that I couldn't do for myself. Essentially, you feel me? Like because I was struggling as an artist trying to make my shit get out there, independent, no support. Bearing in mind like all the people from Erding, like not to shade anyone, but I can't expect those people to like my music because they didn't like me for my music. They liked me because I was a musical theatre kid. And when I present that side of myself, of course they're going to support me. You get me? Like, but it's a different thing now. You feel me? Like I'm a different version of myself, innit? So it was almost like I felt like I was building up from scratch again. It felt like I was 16 again and going straight to Erding and like learning all those lessons again. You get me? But now I'm kind of seeing, now that we're literally sitting here, like what, almost 11 years later, maybe less rather, that
about 11.
Both sides of those stories are just as about 11. Both sides of those stories are just as important as each other. Because if I didn't go to Erding and I didn't go through that journey of vocational training, like I wouldn't be able to implement those things into my music, into my craft. You get me? Like I'm very much aware of. I can just see how those elements and that life, I guess, the other life kind of just feeds this one, and it kind of just merges together. Yeah, man. It just broadens the vision.
Yeah, man. But you
got to know what you want.
You earn a creative setting as well, and there's a certain amount of freedom as well associated with that, bro. Like, so fair enough, you might have been constrained by the the musical theatre curriculum, but bro, you were always an artist, you know, and it was, I personally believe it was so beneficial for you to go take that transition into drama school. Forgive me, dance school, but essentially a drama school as well, right?
Yeah, all
because
free, bro.
I mean, yeah,
Free.
I mean, it was intense. You went to quite a prominent school, bro, Erdang Academy, right? And you found musicians that you obviously kicked it off with, and yeah, bro, I no doubt, Vaarcity, like, there's no doubt that fair enough, you didn't take that path into dance, but yo, like,
it benefits, bro.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Benefits,
no doubt,
sure.
bro. Yeah.
Because I look at it, I look at other artists now, I look at what other people are doing now. I look at the majority of artists, and like, bruv, these people don't know what they're doing. These artists don't know, and I'm probably not speaking generally. I'm probably speaking quite more so from like the hip hop, the urban scene, so to speak. Like most urban artists, and I think a lot of artists, but most urban artists don't know what they're doing.
How so?
In the sense that they don't understand the machine that they're walking into. Like, it's almost like, because when it comes to creative arts, it's very easy to sell people the art and not the business. But if you're going to run into a business that is driven by the creative arts, then you have to know a business, because it's a business first and foremost.
But were you thinking like that prior to you taking this music business course?
Yeah, because I'd been to Erdang.
Okay, so
because I'd been to Erdang.
Okay, I got it.
Because when you're at Erdang, it's like, well, when you leave this building, there's no one here to help you.
Yes,
you are your business. You are that performer. You need to go out there, make sure your hair is always cut. Go to the gym, make sure that you're looking good. You feel me? Like, turn up to auditions on time. Make sure your clothes are looking nice. You feel me? Like, get to know who you networking. Get to know who you need to get to know. You get me? Like, and just having that pressure on me. Like, so by the time it got to me planning to go to uni, it was like, oh, so that experience there plus what I can learn from this equals boom. You get me? Like, and so it kind of just took that journey in it.
Now there's a part of me though, yeah, and I've said this to you many times, and I truly believe it. Like, I understand this inclination to. So you say that a lot of hip hop artists don't know what they're doing. See, now I question that, right? So I agree to your point that they don't know what they're doing in terms of business, in terms of marketing themselves and representing themselves as maybe you should, as I don't want to say something that can sell, but something that can sell. But for me, like, I feel like there's a problem with that in the artist. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if you necessarily have to associate the audience with your art. I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard to explain, man. But essentially, what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're an artist, if you're naturally creative and you feel the need to create, then perhaps that should just be the end. Your performance or whatever you put out should be the end. Like, there should be no association with a target audience. Now, maybe you are creating something for recognition or for the money, and obviously that complicates things. But don't know, man. There's some. I feel like there's something pure about art that is lost as a result of, like, commercialism and the want for shit, like the want to be recognized, to be accepted in that.
And I
wonder if you should just put that out, like, and that should just be your duty as an artist. You know, there's it's an honorable thing. You know, sorry to cut you, Shan, but I just want to say one last thing.
No, go on.
I was listening to a person called Terence McKenna talk. And there was a little bit that caught my attention just before I slept. And he was talking about how essentially, as an artist, you delve into a place that only you can go and bring back something that only you can bring. Now, I'm paraphrasing, of course, yeah. But that's such a special, powerful thing to do. And I mean, if all you do is put out a piece of art, to me, you've done your job. Like, maybe you haven't fulfilled your desires, and however deep they go is individual. But, you know, like, art, I don't know, man.
I mean, personally, I think what you're saying is somewhat correct. I mean, if you look at people like, you know, Stormzy, I mean, obviously he was trying to blow, but I mean, the thing that made him blow was something as simple as, you know, him being in a park, you know, doing that freestyle shut up with his boys, you know, him being himself with his people, and just doing it and then putting it on YouTube. Because
people pay attention, bro. Like, if you are yourself and you're doing something like,
and it just seems authentic.
That's
and it's just
it. People are drawn to that, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
it just works, and then that's it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So, in a sense, like, it doesn't matter that much about how you package your art, you know, and how you know, kind of like the aesthetics of it, and you know, the production level and whatnot. It just matters that it sounds good. You know, you're being yourself, and it works. Like, that's literally it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Stormzy probably had a little think about it, but you know, that shut up video seems it's such a simple thing.
It's just a hood video, bro.
Yeah, no, pretty much. You know,
free stuff.
pretty much. You know, in a park. You know, and it worked.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, I want to move on to the topic. The topics are juicy today.